Good evening, everyone. Welcome to an impromptu hangout session. I have literally just finished my night stream, and it is official as of right now, Friday the 29th of March, 2024. RPG Overload is officially done. Me playing nonstop RPGs on this channel is over. There will still be an RPG in the mix, but I refuse to play endless RPGs moving forward. I have to balance this channel now to build it back to what it was, because these last couple of months, actually, this channel has suffered greatly in attendance, viewership, and channel support with things like memberships and super chats. And the direct feedback I got is, you're just playing too many RPGs. We want variety back. So starting tomorrow, variety returns to DSPGaming. I'm just here. I'm going to have like a little hangout session with my audience. That's really the only purpose of this right now, is I just want to relax with you guys and have a chill night, because, man, I'm exhausted from playing these RPGs. I really am. Like, it took a lot out of me to play these, especially Baldur's Gate 3, over 140-hour playthrough. You know, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, 65 hours. It's, like, ridiculous, the length of these games and how much it took to get through them. So, all right. So, what do people want to talk about tonight? Tag me in the chat. If any contributions come in, I'll shout them out as usual. But tag me in the chat. I'm curious what you guys want to talk about tonight for the next half hour, 45 minutes or so. All right? No, Eclipse. I'm not specifically blaming Baldur's Gate 3 for hurting the channel. I've already said there was a combination of many factors that happened since January, including people finding this YouTube loophole where you could basically use a VPN to do fake memberships that aren't paid for, so I get nothing out of them, among other things. But that's one aspect. All you have to do is take a look at the analytics of this channel, and you can see since December, this is my viewership. Literally, it's a downward slope. And I said, well, why? The majority of games I'm playing are Baldur's Gate 3 or Like a Dragon, and me trying to cram other games between them, and they're getting choked by those two games. I mean, I had to put my foot down 2 weeks ago and say, no, we are finishing these two goddamn games so I can finally play new ones. This is not just about, income, which is what a lot of idiots like to make it out about. The channel has to be healthy. And this channel was doing good at the end of 2023. And then RPGs choked the channel. There's too many. It's like I was just saying, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out in the middle of this. I feel Final Fantasy VII Rebirth would have done fine as a playthrough on this channel if I wasn't already playing Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon. When you have three major RPGs going on at once, there's no way you're going to retain interest for all of them. People will probably focus on maybe one, at the most two. No one's going to be fucking watching 3 RPGs on this channel at once. That's insane. So other games have been choked to death by the other RPGs being too long and lingering. Okay? And that's just a fact. Okay? Is it good that people came by the Baldur's Gate 3 streams and supported them? Absolutely, because if they didn't, I probably would have gone out of business. But outside of that, the rest of the channel has suffered hugely. And so I need to build that back. I need to get back on track, and that's what I'm focused on now. Variety on this channel. Not RPG, 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 RPG. We're not doing that again. Okay? Aaron, I've already answered the question about Final Fantasy VII about 400 times today. Go watch the podcast for your answer on that. I'm not reiterating myself again tonight. Seriously, I'm just tired of answering that question all day long. People just need to watch the appropriate places where I talk about it. What's going on through my mind right now? A feeling of relief, because number one, people will not constantly be asking me for these lingering games either to be quit or more of them to finish them. Because it's been like this pull in two directions. Some people are like, hey, don't play these games at all, drop them. And other people are like, play more of them so you can finish them. And it's like, but now that's done. They are done. The games are over. So now we can just relax and we can just play other stuff. And I'm very relieved that tomorrow we're playing completely different styles of games, and moving forward, no more of this slow turn-based shit. Everything will be more fast-paced, action-paced. That's what we need here right now. No, I would never do a poll during my podcast to determine what games to play for the day, because if I did that, no one would know what game was being played that day at all until the last minute, and we wouldn't get an audience. So I would never do that. I always announce my games ahead of time. No, Coop, I'm done with Tekken. I needed a break from fighting games. Amidst all this stress around RPGs, I tried to squeeze in Tekken and learn it. Literally, I could only get people interested in it maybe one stream a week, which sucked. And I'm just not going back to Tekken. It's too much. The next fighting game I'll be playing is likely Street Fighter 6 when the Akuma DLC comes out, or I may do some Fightcade retro stuff at some point on my mini PC, but I'm done with Tekken. And that's not me saying bad things about Tekken. I like the game a lot. It's actually funny because I got into purple ranks, and most people are like, yeah, streamers and stuff, unless they're pros, most people didn't even get as far as you did. I'm like, yeah, I think LTG is still in fucking red ranks. He never even hit purple. So, and he plays it constantly. He doesn't, you know what I mean? So, there you go. Can I bring back the membership counter? No. No. There's no point. Because the day that I put a membership counter on the screen, idiots will come in with 5 zillion fake memberships just to fuck it up again. So until YouTube fixes the problem with the VPN fake memberships, there's no way I could ever count memberships like that ever again. You know, and I'm sorry for that, obviously. I liked tracking memberships. I liked having goals for memberships where we could celebrate when hitting milestones, and we can't do it anymore because YouTube's a busted mess. No, I'm not playing Borderlands 3. I already did. I have a full playthrough of it on this channel. Do I look up the length of games before I play them? In general, I try to. But generally, whenever I see a length of a game, it's never accurate. Usually, I'm either longer because I interact with my audience or shorter because for some reason people, like, grind it or something. I don't know. But basically, yeah. The way I see it, I need to kind of look up estimated lengths because I need to know how long it's going to take for me to beat a game so I could fit it into my schedule and have time appropriate for other big releases. Like, for example, 1 week from tomorrow, I'm doing my Birthday Bash Marathon. During that marathon, we're going into the game schedule for the rest of the year. And we're going to basically take a look at what's coming out and make a calendar. And based on that calendar, we're going to see gaps in the schedule, right? So now, okay, there's 3 games this month, 4 games this month, 5 games this month, 2 games this month. Ooh, maybe the month with only 2 games, if we look at the length and they're not that long, right? Oh, maybe we can fit some other games in there. So it makes sense to know how long a game is a week or 2 before it comes out. Hopefully you get those early reviews that can at least give you an estimate. And then I can figure out, hey, do I want to start another game that's lengthy or do I want to only play quick stuff around then? Because I want to have time to play these major releases. There is a truck outside making a lot of fucking noise. Hold on a second. It's the fire department. Apparently something's going on in my neighborhood, but not here. It's like a couple houses down. So there's firefighters like walking through yards with flashlights. I have no clue what's going on. It has nothing to do with me. They didn't come to my house, so none of my business. But that's what it was. I was like, man, that's loud out there. It's an idling fire truck in front of my house with bright-ass lights. I was like, what the hell is that? Okay. When can we expect Family Night to return? Well, Abu, I'm going to start a co-op playthrough with my wife. All right? It's going to be... Oh, my neck hurts. It's going to be Beyond Two Souls. We're going to start that playthrough. When? Maybe this week. It's not certain yet. I'm waiting to hear from my wife because it's up to her when we start. I originally was thinking Monday night, but she's like, no, I'm probably going to be too beat from, working that day. We're trying to find a day maybe when she doesn't work, but it'll work into the schedule. Like she doesn't have other stuff she has to do. So we're trying to figure it out. I'll let you know. It may be as early as Tuesday or Wednesday this week, but if not, it's coming. And probably we're going to be doing it at least once a week. Likely once, maybe twice, but more than likely once a week. The game's not long. It's only like 10 to 12 hours long, so it'll take us a little bit over a month to beat it that way, but I think it'll be a fun playthrough. Our first ever real full playthrough, and it's a narrative-based game, so it should keep everyone coming back to see the reactions to the game. It would be pretty neat. Tubs, I literally know nothing about Sandland. I have not paid any attention to other RPGs because I've been in RPG overload, so I'm not paying attention to any fucking RPGs outside of what I've been doing. I have no intention of starting any new RPGs anytime soon. That would be really fucking stupid. So... my focus right now is Dragon's Dogma 2. That's my RPG. And then balancing it with all other kinds of games. Through Dragon's Dogma 2, then we can talk about other RPGs. I don't even want to hear the name of a fucking RPG right now. Seriously. I don't care. I'm that burnt out. I don't want to hear another fucking 20 RPG names. I'm tired of this shit. Abdullah, I'm completely done with NK1 and never going back to it. I don't know why you're asking about it. I did try Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. We tried it during the demo that was available. If you remember, a few years back, PlayStation launched their PlayStation Premium service, and I got the premium tier for a month, and you got Tiny Tina on there. And I played it for like 2 hours, how long the preview was. I thought it was okay, and I was like, this is like maybe a chill playthrough or something for a future date. But this isn't something that I would want to like probably do a full playthrough of unless people really, enjoyed it. But no, I don't really, not really, wasn't into it. So no. Eclipse, we are not doing community nights. You can stop that idea right now. We're not doing it. I've already told you a million times why I'm not doing those. Yes, Dragon's Dogma 2 tomorrow. I'm excited to see what happens with it. Kat is way ahead of me. I mean, she's been playing the game as her main video game that she's been playing for the week. And there's some things about the game she does not like at all. Like, the way that fast travel's done is so annoying and so scarce. You have to walk most of the game, basically. But at the same time, there's things she really likes about it that are kind of innovative and interesting. So it's kind of a mix for her, but she is enjoying the game and continuing on with it. So I'm excited to continue with it. I loved the first game. I, too, found things about the first game annoying because it really, Dragon's Dogma is like they're trying to combine elements of Dark Souls, but with an open action RPG that's way more fast-paced and maneuverable than Dark Souls is. And definitely different things like the pawns and everything. That's nothing like a FromSoft game. So it's a unique experience, and that's why I was excited last week to start it for the first day. Do you have an idea how annoying and deflating it was that I played it for 5.5 hours on launch day, and it's literally a week later, and I haven't been able to play it once because I had to finish these RPGs? Do you see my point about 140-hour games? I just can't do them anymore. It's too much. It is. It's too much to ask and to take out of my schedule. It kills me, man, and it kills the channel. Yes, I'm well aware Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake is going to be a full-fledged game. It's going to get tons of budget, and it's going to look good, and yes, I'm probably going to play them. Yes. I know nothing about old school RuneScape. But I put Uncharted over Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was the innovator of that style. Uncharted made it feel modern and fresh and new and interesting and continuously innovated in each outing to the point where then when they went back and made another Tomb Raider, they literally made it feel like they copied Uncharted. When in reality, Tomb Raider innovated it, but then it was Uncharted that took the ball and ran with it. So I would argue, yeah, Uncharted is probably better than Tomb Raider, and I would hold it above it. Yes, I would. Oh my God. If you want to know what upcoming games I'm playing, watch the podcast. That's where I talk about it every day. People ask me exactly the same stuff I've explained for days on end, so I'm not going to repeat myself. On my account that has YouTube Premium, did I get a free membership or is it not available? I have no idea. I didn't even look into it. I don't actually watch other YouTuber channels, so I wouldn't give any of them the free membership. Can we bring back Sea of Stars? We are not bringing back any more RPGs. We are playing one RPG at a time, and it is Dragon's Dogma 2. When we're through Dragon's Dogma 2, we make the decision. Do you want to bring back Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Do we want Sea of Stars in the mix? Do we want a new RPG like this fucking Sandland? We're not doing 10 RPGs at once ever again. It's done. I'm completely done with it. Will we ever see Rise of the Ronin? You know, my wife and I watched the first 2 hours of the game. We watched a YouTuber play it. That game looks terrible. It's basically Sekiro light. Like, it's not as good as Sekiro. It has the same maneuverability mechanics as Sekiro. It's got stealth like Sekiro, but it's got the parry system of Sekiro. There's some variations, don't get me wrong. It's not exactly Sekiro, but you can tell Team Ninja wanted to make a knockoff of Sekiro, and it reminds me of Rise of the Ronin, it reminds me of Wolong Fallen Dynasty in the way that Wolong wanted to copy other FromSoft games. So Wolong was one style of copying. This is the other style of copying. And I'll be honest with you, after having seen it for 2 hours, I'm glad that I didn't get it, and I'm playing Dragon's Dogma 2 instead. And you know what's really, really funny? The person we were watching play it, we didn't watch the end, but I said to Kat, how much did the person play it in the last week? She goes, he only did the one stream. He played it for 5 hours. At the end of the 5 hours, he said he's never playing it again. I was like, what? Like, so the person we're watching, who was very excited about the game when they started playing it, within 5 hours said, I never want to play this game ever again. And then, like, wow. So I think I made the right decision there. I'll be honest, I do. I think that if I play Rise of the Ronin, we'd probably play it a few streams and get super bored and never want to play it ever again. So. Are the birthday stream plans solidified? Well, here's what's solidified right now. Schedule update where we're going to go through the gaming schedule, pick the games we want to play, make a schedule out of that. All right. And then figure stuff out from there. Food. We're going to order some food, eat a meal together. Haven't done that in many months. Birthday cake, booze, that kind of stuff. we're going to do a special react portion of the stream where I'm going to react to my highest viewed videos of all time. What I'm going to do is make a playlist of my highest viewed videos from DSPGaming, Darkside Phil, my old vlogging channel, and the old videos from the KO Gaming channel. And I'm going to consolidate them into one playlist that we can watch in order of most viewed down. And that's going to be fun to do because it's going to be going down memory lane and reliving those awesome classic videos that got tons of attention for me back in the day. I think that would be very neat to do for my birthday. Outside of that, we are talking about other tier maker ideas. One of the ideas was to rank Mario games. One of the ideas was to rank, excuse me, years of my content creation. Like actually going through and saying, you know, what was my best year ever? What was my next best year? What were my worst years of content creation? And it could be the games that were played, the quality of the playthroughs, the stuff happening in my life, the stuff happening with my you know, persona online and my people liking or disliking me. I think that's a good idea. I just think it might take way too long because every year we're going to have to go through so much information to figure that out. I feel like that's something that could be its own event in itself, but it's an idea. And then Derek is supposedly going to make some kind of a questionnaire for us to try out where people will be able to do a live questionnaire on the stream and do it together and stuff. I don't even understand how it works, but he's trying to put it together and we're going to test it and see if it does anything and if it's fun. So that's basically what we're doing. Sarah, I swear to God, if you say I have to play Stellar Blade one more time, I'm just going to ban that word from chat so no one will ever be able to type it. I'm meaning it now. I've had enough. I've already said my piece on Stellar Blade 700 times. You know I'm not playing it. Stop talking about it. Thanks. Okay. I thought of doing a karaoke night stream. I had done stuff like that in the past, like a few years ago. I had MLB on Game Pass, which I could still get if I wanted. And so I would basically just play it, and while I was just messing around with MLB, people would request songs, and if I knew them, I would sing them. I did a few streams like that, but overall, I don't do it that often. Particularly a couple reasons. Number one, because I'm a full-time streamer, my voice, like I need to make sure I could talk all day, and if you sing, you do strain your vocal cords. So there's been times, for example, that I've talked too much or sang too much, and then I lost my voice. That's not good. And number two, particularly some of the times of the year, my allergies get really bad, and I'm lucky so far this year they haven't hit me, but it's coming. I know it is. When it hits me, my throat swells up, my sinuses swell up. I have all problems, and sometimes I have to pop, you know, meds to even be able to like talk and breathe normally. So I don't know how that would work. I would have to like special prep for it and everything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's really worth it unless people really, really wanted it. I enjoy singing casually in a playthrough like Gold Grind, but I don't think that I need to be doing ginormous karaoke streams where I sing, you know, for hours on end and then I lose my voice. No, I'm not going to be playing any Dragon Age games to prepare for Dreadwolf. There's not enough time. There's enough games that are new that I haven't played. I don't have time to go back and do retro throwback RPG playthroughs right now. No, that's not happening. Excuse me. Did playing an RPG of this style get me to see how D&D inspired a lot of classic RPGs? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. Like, I think that there's some things that are very distinct about D&D that I haven't experienced in other RPGs. Like, for example, when you play an RPG and you're doing combat and you're like, oh, I missed. You know what I'm saying? You're like, why did I keep missing? Because there's dice rolls going on, but you don't see them. Those calculations are all behind the scenes. In this game, so many dice rolls happen that are actually like in your face, that you are doing the rolling. The combat, not so much, but everything else. And now you kind of understand that mechanic. Like, oh shit. Basically, that chance percent roll was always present in RPGs before. It was just never presented to you in an upfront manner that it was happening, right? So that's kind of neat. And definitely some of the lore, although admittedly, I think a lot of the lore of D&D is just inspired by Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings is like the core element lore that was expanded upon to become what's modern fantasy, right? So, and D&D has its own take, and every other universe has their own take on that. But I definitely enjoyed seeing certain elements. Yes, I did. I think that there were certain elements in this game that exposed me to things that were quite neat. So I am happy for having have played it. Clay JT, I want to go back to Battlefront. He says, are any multiplayer plans in the mix? I want to play Battlefront Collection. I only played it once, and it didn't work. Now apparently it's working. They fixed it, they patched it. The hit detection actually works now. So I want to go back and actually enjoy the game, that I bought. So probably that's in the mix this week at some point. Tubs, if you want to see me watch game trailers, submit them on my React show every Saturday or Sunday. That's what the point of the show is. It's funny because people are like, are you going to react to this? Are you going to react to that? Did you watch this trailer? Did you watch that trailer? I'm like, I have a whole show of reacting, right? Like every Sunday we do it. Why not have that be the submission for the show? I don't get why people ask me to do this stuff outside of the realm of content I'm already making. Why not just have it be the content? It blows my mind. Do I have an NES emulator installed on the mini PC? I have nothing installed on the mini PC besides Steam, because all we played was one game. Well, I take it back, 2 games, Chrono Trigger and that Phasmophobia. That's all we've ever played on it. So, here you go. Mark says, I haven't bought a game for 9 months. It's just been too many RPG releases. Next year we'll have Resident Evil 9, Grand Theft Auto 6, and the new Fatal Fury. This year sucked. No, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how many RPGs we just had in the last 5 to 6 months, notably the last 2 to 3, and we're supposed to be like happy or satiated. It's like, no, what happened to, like, just like, for example, last year during this same time frame, we had in 3 months' time, right? There was Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and then there was a big one in April too, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. There was like 3 big variety games that were all notable games that all hold everyone's attention for multiple weeks, and they were all different kinds of games. This year, it's like RPG, 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 RPG. Oh, here's a game that's going to be good. Oh, wait, it's Suicide Squad. It sucks. RPG, 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 RPG. Oh, wait, here's Rise of the Ronin. Oh, wait, it sucks. RPG, RPG, RPG. What the fuck? It's just stupid. We need our variety back. We really do. So now it's time to get into variety. How old is Lord of the Rings? Incredibly old. Lord of the Rings is super duper old. It's way predates D&D. Hoop says, throwing this out there, we should limit ourselves to 2 new releases at a time to allow for retro titles and prevent RPG overload. It depends on what you mean by, like, new releases. Like, for example, Dragon's Dogma was a new release a week ago. Is it even a new release anymore? It's been out over a week, right? But most of these games can't even be classified as new releases after a couple of weeks. But when the games are 100 hours long, there's no way you could play them through when they're still considered new releases. Eventually, they're going to be older games that you're trying to finish, right? But I think it's a matter of how many games I play that are long, ongoing playthroughs versus games that are just kind of special events. Like, for example, the Beyond Two Souls playthrough will be a co-op special event that we'll do maybe once a week. The Battlefront multiplayer is something that I may throw in once or twice a week if I feel like it. But those playthroughs can be adjusted on the fly. That's not, I'm committing myself to a 100-hour game, right? I think I should commit myself only to maybe like 2 really lengthy games at any given time. And then everything else should be more variable, moving parts to keep things fresh, right? So if I need to adjust something, do something here, I have the flexibility to do it. Not, I'm playing this game that's 100 hours, this game that's 100 hours, this game that's 100 hours, and every once in a while I'll do something different, but now you have to commit to 3 games for the next 4 months. It doesn't work. That's the problem. It's not I'm playing too many new games. It's that I'm playing too many long games. That's the real issue. Like, I don't think Alone in the Dark will be an issue. If it really is 10 to 15 hours, I'm going to beat that in 1 to 2 weeks. And then we're on to something fresh and new. Keep the stuff moving. Keep the variety going. That's not a problem whatsoever to put into the schedule. But if I was saying, we're starting a Persona 3 Reload, fuck me. Forget it, right? How am I going to play that? You see the difference here? I don't know what A Devil Inside Me is, no. I think we've heard about that a year or 2 ago, but I don't think there's been any updates on it. Has there? I don't know. again, I know there's things that people would want to see. Like, for example, I need to have Elden Ring back in the schedule because I need to finish it. We need to get to the point where I can do the DLC in June, and I don't want to be rushing to do that right before the DLC because then everyone's already going to be burnt out on Elden Ring. So I think the focus right now is Dragon's Dogma 2 and Alone in the Dark. Every once in a while, throwing in some variety, such as the co-op playthrough with my wife or a random stream here or there of Battlefront. And then within the next 1 to 2 weeks, we bring Elden Ring back. So we're going to have 3 completely different styles of games being played, right? And that'll be fun to have that in the rotation, plus, some random stuff here or there. And that way, we're actually making progress for Elden Ring, too. We're preparing. So I think that's going to work. I think that'll work for the month. Now, I don't know what other games are coming out because that's what we're doing the schedule update for on my birthday. Yes, I've definitely reacted to game trailers on the React show, for sure. People have submitted trailers, and I always watch and react, and I actually really like doing that. It gives me an opportunity to not only be exposed to a new game coming up, maybe for the first time, but also to tell you what my initial thoughts about it. It's pretty good. What I consider more meme games. See, the meme games, that's the thing. Most of them are just kind of really short-lived. Like Power World, like I was happy to play it for you guys and check it out. We did, and it was dead within 2 weeks, right? No one cared about it. That's a style of game that, like, you play it for a week, and everyone's hype about it, and everyone streams about it, and talks about it, and social media is all crazy for it. And then attention just drops dramatically once that hype has waned. And that's really what happened with that game, is the hype just really strongly waned after a bit. Can I make this straight? Hold on. I can't. Oh, I think it's working. Now? Yeah, but now see, now the camera's loose. It's a weird way this camera. There. What if I? Oh, that's much better. Now I can maneuver it better. There's a weird way this camera works where the stock that it's on is like crooked instead of straight. Now it's more straight to me. Yeah, it was like leaning one way. Now it's actually straight on to me, and now that I have a chance to look at the camera more in depth rather than playing a game, I'm actually noticing that. I'm like, camera's crooked. So I think I straightened it now. I think it's better. Cool. It does look straighter, actually. Yeah, it does. Oh, man. No, I heard that this South Park Snow Day game is literally a 2.5 hour long game. The story. And then you go online and you just play randoms, and that's it. Like, that's the whole game. That's why it's $30. It never looked like anything I was going to be interested in. I don't know why people thought that. I think it's the IP. And people are like, oh, it's South Park. Well, fools played South Park games before, and those were good. It's like, yeah, but this is completely different. This is not the Stick of Truth or the Fractured Butthole. It's a completely different style of game that just doesn't even look like it's fun. It just looks like it's a throwaway, disposable game. That's probably why it's only $30, you know? Is the weather going to get cooler here? It's supposed to actually be warm the next few days, and then it cools down again. Our weather's kind of weird this time of year because it can be all over the place. Like tomorrow it's supposed to be 60, Sunday 61, Monday 64, Tuesday 68. So that means in here it's going to be like 88 degrees. But then on Wednesday, 49 with rain, and Thursday, 52 with rain. So it's like it's all over. And that's what I mean. Like, people were like, well, aren't you going to put your air conditioner in? And I'm like, there's no point because the weather's all over the place. There's some nights that are freezing cold and we need to turn the heat on. So we're definitely not going to put the air conditioners in when we have the heat on. You know what I mean? It's kind of contradictory. We're doing Feasting with Phil next week during my birthday bash. I don't know what I'm ordering or eating yet, but we're doing it during the birthday bash. All right, here's what we're going to do. For those of you who are still here, probably like 200, right? At 287. I'm going to do an impromptu poll to get your opinion because I still have no idea what order to play the games tomorrow. Because here's my train of thought. Dragon's Dogma 2, I only got to play one day, and I want to play a lot more of it. But at the same time, Alone in the Dark is a brand new game I hadn't played before, and I feel like if it gets highlighted as the daytime stream, then it would get more attention as a new game. A lot of people are like, oh, Alone in the Dark would be better as a night stream because it's a horror game. Yeah, but I haven't played it yet. You know, you think the initial stream you would actually want to play it on the day stream to get more in, and then decide, gee, should it stay as a day stream or should it go night stream, right? That's kind of where I'm leaning there. There we go. That looks good. That looks centered now too. What happens to Bumbles at 100 likes? We stopped doing it because it was making way too much of a mess. Basically, I was doing the bubble guns and everything, and this entire laptop was getting completely covered in bubble stuff and sticky, and every day I was having to clean it and shit, and it was just all over the place. It was bad. And then on top of that, people started making the whole stream about it, just like how people used to make the whole stream about the Vest Street. Well, people started to make the whole stream about getting the likes on the stream so that I could fucking blow bubbles and shit. And listen, it's supposed to be a nice thing to do if I get engagement on a stream. It shouldn't be something that I do just arbitrarily because people are liking the stream, and then it's the entirety of the stream, and that's all people care about, and that's what they're talking about. And that's what it was. People were acting like little children in here screaming, bubbles, bubbles, where's the bubbles? I'd be in the middle of a critical cutscene of a game that I've been playing for like 40, 50 hours, like a big story development, and I'm focused on it, learning, and I turn, it's bubbles, bubbles, where the fuck's the bubbles? You got 100 likes, bubbles, bubbles. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. What are you, like an infant? You act like it. Like, it's supposed to be fucking enjoying a game together, not about blowing bubbles. Go fucking buy bubbles, blow bubbles yourself and blow them up your own ass. I don't have to hear your dumb shit, you know? So basically, it's a combination. It was a messy endeavor, and people got obnoxious about it, so I stopped doing it, and we haven't done it this year at all. So, have I thought about dropping the hat invest? Yes. Some people have already suggested it. They said you don't need those tiered rewards anymore. There's not that much interest in them. But as much as people say that, did you notice that there are many times when people say, oh, I'm contributing because I want to hit that next tiered reward? So it's like, if I don't have a hat or a vest, then what am I doing for those tiered rewards? Because people obviously do still contribute because there's incentive to hit them. So I don't know. If we could brainstorm other ideas, I'm down for it. Right? You let me know. The poll is incredibly close. Right now, the poll is Dragon's Dogma 2 52% and Alone in the Dark 48%. So it's real close. Would I start wearing glasses? Because my eyes often hurt if I stopped doing the goals entirely. I would likely keep them here on standby, and I doubt that I would wear them constantly because sometimes they actually really bother me. But if there was a game where I felt like it would help me, or yeah, if my eyes were burning, I didn't want to have... Sometimes I have fresh air in here, but the air somehow it irritates my eyes. And if I put the glasses on, it actually stops it from irritating me, which is nice, right? Lady Charisma, I wish you the best. And going to head out. I'm not going to be around for a few weeks because the first week of April is my wedding. We're going to Philadelphia. Then we're going to WrestleMania. I want to say happy early birthday. Thank you. Enjoy. Have a great special time. I hope that I wish you the best. I hope it's really special for you guys. And, you know, want to hear from you when you get back. We're getting ham for Easter? No. We didn't even realize Sunday was Easter. We had already made our shopping list and everything. And then we're like, oh shit, Sunday's Easter. Like, what are we doing this week? I think one day we're doing gumbo, which is chicken sausage with shrimp and peppers. One day we're doing shrimp Alfredo, which will be interesting. We never did that before. And then one day we are doing chicken quesadillas, homemade chicken quesadillas, which my wife has made twice now, and they were super good, so we want them again. Is that it? One other day. There's one other meal. There's another meal that I can't remember right now off the top of my head. So, but no ham in the rotation. I think we have a frozen pizza that's Hawaiian. No, I take that back. We don't. We don't have a frozen pizza that's Hawaiian. That was a couple weeks ago. We don't even have that. So, never mind. I can't do that. Did my family make special Italian bread for Easter? No. We did several different things for Easter. First thing we would always do is color eggs, hard-boiled eggs. And then right before Easter, we would break some of the eggs open, and we make what's called the Easter plate. This included hard salami, prosciutto. I don't know how to actually spell it, but I know that's how you pronounce it. Prosciutto. Cottage cheese, and these hard-boiled eggs, all cut into like these rectangular shapes, and you would actually place it on a plate in a circle. It would make this big stacked design, and it's basically finger foods. And you would have it, and you would just around Easter, you take it out, and everyone would be able to eat it. Remember, you're not supposed to eat meat during Lent, but on Easter you could eat meat. So that's the day you break out all the meats. So you break out the salami, you break out the prosciutto. It's an Italian dish, right? So we used to do that. And the other thing we used to do was my mom would make a spaghetti cake. I've told you guys this story many times. The spaghetti cake is basically you boil spaghetti and you combine it with almost like a tapioca pudding like concoction, and you put it into a baking pan, like it's one of those like Pyrex baking pans, and you add cinnamon, sugar, and other flavorings to it, and you bake it in the oven, and then when it's done, you refrigerate it so it gelatinizes. And then you take it out and you cut it into squares and you eat it like cake. And it's weird as shit. You could taste egg. You could taste like pudding flavor, like tapioca flavor. You could taste cinnamon, sugar. It's really weird. But all I can tell you is for some reason it works. Like it tastes good. It sounds disgusting, I admit. But when I ate it as a kid, I actually really fucking liked it. And I don't know why, because it sounds like it would be gross, right? But I actually really liked it. Your grandparents came from Calabria. Where did my ancestors come from? Supposedly, I'm told Genoa. Genoa. That's what I'm told. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought my mom had always said that my grandfather's family came from Genoa. Or was it, wait, was it Genoa? Now it's been so long since I thought about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. Was it Genoa? Because it was funny, when we used to go to an Italian restaurant in my neighborhood, their placemats, their paper placemats that had a picture of Italy, and it had all the different places in Italy on it. And so my mom would always point to one and say, that's where our family's from. And I can't remember if it was Genoa now. Shit. I think it was Genoa. I think that's what I was told when I was a kid. Okay. I've never been to Poland or Warsaw. I've never been to Europe. No. I've not been lucky enough to be able to travel the world. Maybe one day I would love to do it, but it doesn't look like it's viable right now. When was the last Dragon Ball Z game I played? It was the one several years ago. Dragon Ball Z. Do you guys remember what it was called? It was the epic RPG, open world. I can't remember now. I really can't. But it was decent, except the only problem is they don't originate these games anymore. It's always just the retold story for the zillionth time. And it's like, how many times can you Yes, that's what it was. Coop says, wasn't it Foggia? Yes, that's it. It's not Genoa. It's Foggia. Foggia. That's where I was told we were from. That's correct. So, see, I've talked about this stuff over the years. I'm getting older and I forget because I don't talk about it that much. But yeah, it was Foggia, Italy. Foggia. And I remember seeing it on the map at the restaurant. And my mom was so adamant. She's like, yes, that's where your grandfather came from. I was like, oh, okay. I received a $1.30 tip from an anonymous tipper. Congrats on beating both Baldur's Gate 3 and Yakuza today. Great end to the March gaming month. How has this Q&A been going on? What were your thoughts on Baldur's Gate 3? I missed it. I didn't even review the game. I'm too exhausted. I beat it. It took over an hour and a half to do the epilogue. I was told it would take less than an hour. It took over an hour and a half, and I was like, I don't want to fucking review this game. I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. Really. I'm not doing a formal review of it. I'm tired. I don't want to do it. I don't care. The playthrough speaks for itself. I said my piece in many, many podcasts about this game. If you want my opinion, check it out there. I'm not doing a formal review of it. Too fucking exhausting. Would I ever play Minecraft with Kat? I don't think Kat is interested in Minecraft. Don't think so. Europe cool to visit? I don't know. I've never been there. Where's my dream travel destination? For me, the two places would be, my wife always wanted to go to Japan. So obviously I'd like to be on that journey and experience a new culture and country with her. But also I'd like to go to Europe and do like a tour of Europe where we could pick maybe 3 of the major countries in Europe and go on one of those train tours. We spend a day or 2 here, take the train to the next one, day or 2 there, take the train to the next one, day or 2 there. I think that would be really neat. Don't know if I'll ever be able to do it or afford it, but it's something that I would like to do someday. Yes, it was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is the game that I'm remembering. Yes, that's correct. By the way, the poll has completely flipped on its head. Now the result is Alone in the Dark, 53%. Dragon's Dogma 2, 47%. So we started off one side, and it completely flipped to the other side now. Yeah, I don't know. So here, again, my methodology is thus. If we play Dragon's Dogma 2 on the day stream, all right, that's good. We'll get back into the game at a better pacing, I feel. Especially because it's been over a week since I last played it. And I know that there's people who would, the RPG crew who've been here for day streams for like Baldur's Gate who may be interested in it. But Alone in the Dark is a new game. Typically, when you play a brand new game, you want to play it on the day stream to get initial interest. You get more views on the day stream too. So that might work. But of course, then people say, oh, well, Alone in the Dark's a horror game. It should be a late night chill stream. How can you tell? I look exactly the same on the late stream as I do on the day stream. I don't act different. It doesn't look different. Who cares what time of day it is that I'm live streaming it, right? Like, is it that big of a deal? I don't really get that. Oh, play it on the late stream because late night horror. I'm not spooky. The office isn't spooky because there's no sun out. You know what I mean? Like, I got a ring light in my face. There's nothing spooky in this room. Spookiest thing is my own ugly face that I got to look at this fucking screen all day. Oh, if I'm ever in Kazakhstan, come and say hello to me. Well, see if I ever end up there. I probably won't be intentional. Oh. I need to get Alone in the Dark. I think I'm going to, immediately when I finish this video, I'm going to hook up my Xbox. I'm going to get it on Xbox because, like people said, surround sound, and it's a horror game, so surround sound might be creepier on Xbox. I don't get surround sound on PS5, so... Eclipse says, considering it's a day stream, use it to make a statement about all these RPGs. Bring the true return of variety. Make Alone in the Dark the day stream. I think I like that. Make a statement. I've played enough RPGs. Listen, I like Dragon's Dogma 2 and it will continue, but I truly want to do something different on the day stream tomorrow than an RPG. I think I made my decision. And apparently the poll agrees with me by 2%. What a poll this has been. But yes, it does say Alone in the Dark by 51%. So I think I've made my decision, which is my goal for tonight was to destroy to do that. So Sambuca says, yeah, Alone in the Dark actually has a slow start. The night stream probably wouldn't be long enough to even get through that. Okay. What are the best ways to support? However you want. Doesn't matter how you support. Everything's great. That's the God's honest truth. You want to support with a tip, a membership, a gifted membership, a super chat, a super sticker, a pledge to my Patreon, a like on a video, a view on a video. You want to tell your friend about my content. Say, hey, check out Dark Side Phil. Don't listen to the horse shit online. Check out a chill stream. Any of that helps. Yes, I still have the lure hat from when we did fishing 2 years ago, but I don't wear it because it has sharp lures all over it. So I try to avoid it so I don't hurt myself, and it's also very heavy because of that. Okay. Everyone, I want to say thanks. Great streaming day, getting these games done. I had a good chill time here tonight. It's time to adjourn, and it's time for me to start uploading and getting out of here so I can relax with my wife, and then tomorrow come back refreshed for new games all day long. Okay? But thank you guys so very much. I hope you enjoyed this impromptu video. Thanks to those who were here for the Baldur's Gate and the Like a Dragon playthroughs. And, adios.